Reams, Executive Director of Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions. Heather, you are working with Republicans to try and make some progress on the climate discussion.
I am. Thanks for having me. We're working with Republicans and bringing them to the table and recognizing the value of engaging in reducing emissions for the benefit of addressing climate change.
All right, what's the roadblock? What's the difficulty? Why is it tough to get Republican lawmakers to move forward on this?
I think there's been the wrong message and the wrong messenger, right? The wrong message in that we need big government, command and control to kind of fix everything. And then the messengers, who's coming forward, they're not necessarily credible. We need businesses coming in. We need organizations like mine that are coming in, talking about the economic value that clean energy, for instance, brings to the rural areas. Red states produce a lot of clean energy, for instance. That means good paying jobs in the heartland. Or it's national security. The less that we're engaging with hostile nations and securing our energy, the better off we are. And then us exporting energy, homegrown energy here in the United States, means we're selling that abroad and protecting those allies as well. And finally, it's the conservationist message. Republicans
Which
are
is an
hunters and fishers.
old-fashioned Republican, a conservative thing, a Republican thing.
Exactly. So it's getting back to those roots, but it's kind of figuring out now how to get there. Back to your how do we get there with the barriers? It's message, but now we're seeing some action there, and that's really encouraging.
So what do you do about the fact that the Republican Party is still home to more climate skeptics, people who actually don't believe this is a thing?
Well, and that's changing. I mean, certainly climate skeptics are there, but I think it's, yes, maybe the climate is changing in some way and what to do about it. Telling them that they're going to need the government to come in and bail us all out of the challenges that we are facing with climate change isn't going to work. We're not going to get very far. And anybody who cares about addressing climate change recognizes that we need to have bipartisan solutions that are lasting, durable, and can withstand administration over administration or Congress over Congress.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important.
What about fossil fuel companies? You talk about leveling the field in terms of energy, but we do have fossil fuel companies that not only haven't been penalized for knowing that the things that they do create carbon emissions, but actually are very heavily subsidized by the American people, something that a lot of Republicans don't think they should be.
Well, that's right. We also have those same oil and gas companies are also ones that invest a lot in R&D for wind energy or solar or biofuels and everything. So it's very unusual to find a fossil fuel company that's vertically just one kind of energy. So recognizing that the market is going there. This is the American people who want to see it. The businesses are responding, and ergo, we're going to see different kinds of energy sources coming. It is coming.
So what is your position on fossil fuel subsidies? An organization called Oil Change calculated that in 2016, direct federal subsidies to oil and natural gas companies was worth more than $11.7 billion. How do you deal with that?
Well, we've got those subsidies on one side, and you'll hear from the right, and I'm not here to defend that, but you'll hear that from the right, talking about the subsidies that clean energy, clean tech gets as well. So this battle of subsidies and who gets what is really keeping us away from solving the problem we all want. We want clean air. We want clean water. We want to understand what we can do to protect ourselves in dealing with the changing climate.
But right now, what we've seen is reversals from President Trump in the last 3 years, right? Whether it's Paris or whether it's auto emissions or the idea of methane fracking, nothing seems to be going, or the Clean Water Act, nothing seems to be going in the right direction under this administration.
There are some bright spots in the administration. I'm looking at Secretary Perry, the Energy Secretary. They've done a lot over on the R&D, on clean energy, clean tech, energy storage, on the innovation side, carbon capture, sequestration, advanced nuclear. There are places where there are bright spots. It's maybe not getting the headlines, but it's certainly there.
So carbon sequestration is something I hear. I was talking to Joe Manchin about this the other day, and he was talking about it. We're nowhere close. I mean, when you say that a lot of Republicans don't like the idea that government needs to be involved, we're never going to get to carbon sequestration at a rate that is important without government, because this is like moonshot level stuff, right? We'd have to have carbon sequestration plants on every corner for the next 50 years.
And it's a misnomer to think that there's no government. We're talking about a limited government and the appropriate role for government. And I think that is what we're going to start to see with more Republicans engaging on the issue of solving climate change. What is the appropriate role for government? government. And now that we have Republicans that are wanting to come to the table, we're going to really start to have a solid discussion that hopefully leads us to serious results.
Well, let's hope they come to the table, and if they do, please let us know. We'd be happy to talk to them about climate change solutions. Heather Reams is with Citizens for Responsible Energy Solutions. She's the executive director of that organization. Thanks for watching Velshi and Ruhle. I'll see you back here.